done so much. This is turning into a ranty episode.
This is another rant, isn't it? I think it's another rant coming.
It's okay, the next one isn't ranty, I promise. Hey everybody, it's John Hamilton here, alongside my good friend and business partner, Mr. Jason Brockman. We're here for another episode of the Big Idea Podcast, where as always, it is our job to help you get more customers and make more money without working harder. So, without further ado, let's dive straight into this month's episode. Another month, another podcast. We are here for the September edition of the podcast, and I'm going to start the September podcast with a rant.
A rant?
A rant, yeah. I don't have many rants, but this is something that we've had, has come up loads of times recently. So I've been chatting to sort of 1% Club members and a lot of AOB members, and this thing about gurus keeps coming back, and because I've put out a book now, a best-selling book, in case you were wondering, called Big Ideas for Small Businesses.
Oh, excellent.
Simple, practical tools and tactics to help your small business grow. Still remember the tagline.
And it's still on Amazon.
It's still on Amazon. It's still one of the best-selling business books of the year, I believe.
Brilliant.
In one tiny little category.
But it's being read in all sorts of countries.
It is. So the response to it's been fantastic. You know, we're up to nearly 60 5-star reviews. Still waiting for that first 1-star review. Mm-hmm. If somebody's out there who doesn't particularly like what we do, go on Amazon, leave me a 1-star review. I dare you. But no, I do almost want a 1-star review, or certainly I want a couple of 3 or 4-star reviews, because they, I think, add a little bit of credibility to it. Because I think if you look at it and it's all 5-star reviews, then there's lots of people.
You've got a lot of family and friends.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But the good thing is, I mean, you've had some good, you've obviously had lots of good feedback, because it's an easy read and you can't put it down once you start going, because it just flows so well, doesn't it? But you've had a few bits of criticism as well, haven't you? Some. At least one I can remember seeing about skeletons and stuff.
Yeah.
So you've had a little bit
in the closet.
You've had a bit of feedback too, which is quite nice. So, but
yeah.
Book 2, which he's not ever going to write.
I did say that. Yeah, actually, I'm planning it already. But yeah, this thing about gurus gets me around. I got called a guru at a marketing event the other day. I was like, I'm not a bloody guru, and it just there's certain. I'm going to try very hard not to name any names here, but I've been getting emails from a few people who put on events recently, and these people put on events teaching people how to make money by putting on events, and the only business they've ever owned is an events business teaching people how to make money from putting on events.
Okay.
And this is akin to...
I'm with you so far.
Yeah, but this is akin to me starting out. My first business was the internet marketing business, when I knew nothing about the internet or marketing.
Mm-hmm. Or the computer.
So of course, yeah. So my first website had to be how to make money on the internet, because I didn't know how to make money on the internet. But that was the natural progression. This is just, for me, it's where people have gone with this. Is just... Do you remember, like, when I was a kid, I always wanted to be rich. I always wanted to be wealthy. And I remember there was this advert, and it was a postcard in the newsagent window, and it said make money, and it was probably like make £250 a week stuffing envelopes. Did you ever see these adverts?
Yeah.
And I thought, that's brilliant, I can do that. All you've got to do is send £20 to a PO box number, and they'll tell you how you can make £250 a week stuffing envelopes. What a brilliant return on investment that is. £20 in, yep. I'm going to make £250 a week. Part-time, from home, just stuffing envelopes. Easy. So you send your £20 off the PO box, and in return, about a week later, got an envelope in the post, which had a bit of paper in it. Open up excitedly. Oh, here it is. It's my guide. And it was one sheet of paper. And it was a bit wordy, but effectively it said, put an advert in your local newsagent's window saying, get paid to make money stuffing envelopes. Get people to send you £20 and then photocopy this letter, stuff it in an envelope and send it to them. I was like, you what? So the only way you're actually going to make any money is by teaching other people to make money, by teaching them how to make money, by teaching them how to make money.
Yeah.
And this is exactly a lot of these gurus, not all of them, but a lot of these gurus do is they go out and say, right, I'm going to teach you how I made my first million. And the way I made my first million was teaching people how to make their first million. A lot of the language, the setup is exactly the same as that make money stuffing envelopes advert. It's really easy. You're going to make loads of money for a little return. And it's so simple. I can do it. I've been to a lot of these events, and so there's one in particular I went to. I remember, this.
We're not naming names.
Yeah, we're not naming names.
Okay.
But it was there was a forex trader there, and he had about a 90-minute presentation. The first 45 minutes to an hour were all look at my mansion, look at my cars, look at the holidays I go on, look at my trophy wife. And it was all, look at the lifestyle I'm leading. I am a multi-millionaire. And then the next half an hour was all, look how easy it is. I basically wake up in the morning and I press a button. And £30,000 lands in my bank account. Look, it's so easy. Even my Filipino housekeeper does this in her part-time. She barely speaks English. So you're sat there, and it is a psychological process that they're putting people through of, you want loads of money. And this is really easy. And then, of course, the last pitch is, but if you want to know how to do it, send me some money. It used to be £20 in an envelope. With this guy, it was £1,997 to the first 50 people that run to the back of the room. But the process is exactly the same. And you think, actually, this guy isn't running a business. He isn't actually teaching people how to do it. He's teaching people how to do what he's doing, which is to create other products that people can sell. And it's like, it's like a massive multi-level marketing downline system. It's, I'm sorry, but the only way you're going to make any money out of this is by teaching other people how to make money out of this. How do I do that? Well, photocopy this letter and put an advert in the newsagent's window.
Welcome to MLM? Is that not what it is?
When I was at this last event, the guy in front of me, there were probably 5 speakers throughout the day. He bought absolutely everything. So, you've probably heard of him because he's that famous public speaking, forex trading, real estate investing, technology guru.
Okay.
At least he should be by now. Either that, or he's like completely maxed out his credit cards.
Or he was a stooge.
Yeah. But it's just one of those things which really annoys me because I've got an invite to go to this. The person I'm not going to name, they're putting on an event in a few months' time, and I'd been to one of their events previously. Really didn't like it because it was full of these arseholes pitching their make money stuffing envelopes pitch, albeit a digital marketing version of that now. And I just thought, I don't want to go. He's announced the headline speakers. The headline speakers are really good, really, I fancy seeing them. But I know the rest of the event is just going to be pitch fest and after pitch fest of people who haven't actually ever owned a proper business in their life, teaching people who do have real businesses how to make money on the internet. And the answer is put on an event teaching people how to make money on the internet. Vicious circle.
Vicious.
It is. So we were at the football on Saturday, weren't we?
We are, yeah.
And allegedly there was football going on.
Well, it was one-sided.
It was
Against half a team.
It wasn't too bad. But anyway, we were out there. Now, as we do every game, we pull out the programme and we go through some of the adverts in the programme, and we normally just rip them apart and go, oh, well, that's crap. Oh my God, what are you thinking of? You're trying to be a small local business. No, you are a small local business, but you're trying to be this massive brand. And then I spotted one. On
and
Saturday.
you were so excited.
I really was.
So it's like, I can't believe it. This local company, and they're asking for leads. It's a direct response.
It's a local company, so they're a jewellery company. They're based in Plymouth, and they're doing direct response marketing in a football program. They're not trying to be this massive conglomerate. They're like, I was so chuffed for them. I was like, all right, okay. Basically, what they've done, I will hook this up to the camera. So the Facebook Live people can see it, but basically they are, or I thought they were, doing direct response marketing for a bit of lead bait. Let us help you plan your perfect proposal. So they've identified the target market. It's people who are going to get engaged, people who are going to get married, because they can sell them an engagement ring, they can sell them a wedding ring. Let us help you plan your perfect proposal. Visit our proposal guide online now and then there's the website URL, and there's a picture of the lead bait, the proposal guide there that you can go to, and you can give them your email address. They'll send you their guide to the perfect proposal, and then of course they can follow up. They'll probably take your phone number as well, I expect, so that you can actually get in contact with you, follow up, make the sale, and go, right, what do you want to do? Let's have a chat about what sort of thing you're looking for, what's your budget, etc., etc.
See, I read the advert, and it says, let us help you plan your perfect proposal.
Yep.
The next line said, view our proposal guide online now.
Yeah.
At the website address.
Yeah.
And that gave it to me, and I said, John, I think you're going to be bitterly disappointed. So out comes the phone, off to the URL, and he went, oh.
I was like,
why did you go, oh? Oh, actually, it was Muppet, that was the word you used.
Because literally, when you go to the website, what do? They give you the guide. That's it. You can just browse it online. No call to action. No lead magnet. No call for the email address, for your phone number, for when you're getting married. No, I don't know any of that details. Sorry. How are they tracking how many people have downloaded this guide? No, of course not. Is this URL unique to this publication? No. So how do they know whether that is cost effective? Well, they don't. But more than that, they've done so much. This is turning into a ranty episode.
This is another rant, isn't it? I think it's another rant coming.
It's okay. The next one isn't ranty, I promise. But
they've gone all that way
really
through the process, and then actually
Yeah.
didn't get that data at the end of it.
Because everyone else, they put an advert in here, a full page advert in the program, and they just think branding. I'm going to be Coca-Cola. I'm going to be Gillette. I'm going to be this massive brand because everyone's going to remember that they've seen my advert in the program. And I saw this and I went, oh my god, they're doing direct response marketing. A jeweler. Oh, there couldn't be a more traditional offline business.
No, that's it.
Than a jeweler. And it's like, oh, brilliant, these guys get it. And because we originally said, okay, the design's a bit shit, the headline's not great, but oh my god, they're doing direct response. I was so excited.
It's not a tombstone ad.
Yeah,
it's not that. They've got it all at the bottom.
Exactly.
It's
and
all...
then we went to the website and it's like, you absolute muppets. You've let yourself down. You've gone 90% of the way there, and then you've just fallen at the final hurdle by going, tell you what, just take the guide. Yeah, but it is very much like saying, would you like a brochure? Yeah, there you go. Do you want my address to send it to me? No, just take it. How much money is a person who's planning on proposing to their fiancée worth to a jeweller's over the lifetime of their value, not just over the engagement ring and.
They're not a cheap jeweller,
no.
So it's probably worth quite a bit to them, I would have thought.
Yeah, it's worth several £1,000s, I would have thought.
Mm-hmm.
Just take their email address, take their phone number. When's the wedding? When's the proposal?
Let me pop it in the post to you, so you can peruse it at yourself, sit together as a lovely couple, reading through this lovely proposal.
Yeah. It's interesting because that annoyed me more than any of the other adverts in here from like some financial advisor that's got a picture of a bloody
army man,
and here to protect your finances, and it's just means absolutely nothing, but that really, really annoyed me.
He did. He was so pleased to see it, and to see that delight turn into sheer frustration was amazing. It was much better than the frustration play on the football pitch.
At least said about the football, the better, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
So September brings with it a whole new month, doesn't it?
It does.
And it's a brand new slate, but it does kind of signal the end of summer, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
For a lot of people. Now, my birthday's in September, so I'm quite used to kind of taking a bit of time off, a couple of 3 weeks in. And quite often it is quite sunny. You have the Indian summer, but it is traditionally, it's the end of the school summer holidays.
Kids are back, the holidays are finished. That's it, we're all back into the grind.
Yeah.
Ready to go until the next doom and gloom of Christmas is approaching. And
exactly. So what I thought we'd do, I thought we'd have a little bit of fun, and we'd put a little bit of sunshine into the month of September.
This is my moment.
It is nearly your moment. Yeah.
Nearly my moment. Okay.
Carry on, Eric. So I thought we'd do the Bring Me Sunshine challenge in AOB this month. Mm-hmm. So obviously, if you listen to this on our iTunes, week or so into September, we are going to be well into this already. We're recording this live at the very end of August, so we haven't quite started yet. But basically, this is going to be a daily check-in with everyone in AOB. We just want to encourage everyone to think a little bit more positively, because I'm a firm believer in
Ranting a lot.
But seeing positives in lots of scenarios. And I've talked in the book about people who have a cloud for every silver lining, who perhaps read the Daily Mail a little bit too much, and they tend to see the negatives in everything. It's not, well, is my glass half empty or half full? It's, well, my glass is probably going to break in a minute, and the water's probably going to poison me and kill me anyway. So what I thought we'd do with the Bring Me Sunshine challenge is a 30-day challenge. Every day I intend, I'm doing this as much for myself as anyone else, but I intend coming up, or just noticing and publicly posting up one positive thing that I've noticed that day. So for example, last Saturday we went to the football.
We did.
We watched Plymouth Argyle defeated 4-0 at home.
After putting on quite a good play, and they were playing very, very well.
You've just found a positive.
They were playing brilliantly. It does not deserve a 4-0 scoreline. They were playing really well. They didn't
justify a 4-0.
No.
I was going to go for the fact that the desserts we had were quite nice.
The cheesecake was good.
It was a really nice cheesecake.
Chocolate strawberry, it broke easily.
You did moan about that, didn't you?
No, but
so you managed to find a negative.
Brilliant football play turned into It was unfortunate that they lived up to their names. Those guys that come from up north.
Fantastic! Sorry, I don't normally comment on the Facebook comments during the live broadcast, but Jason Dale just said you could have lost 5-0. So there we go. There's the world's grumpiest man coming up with a positive that really is a negative, isn't it?
Yeah, it could have been.
Well, it could have been worse.
It could have been worse.
But that's that's I'm not going to name any names there, but that is someone who does think negatively, who will always say could have been worse. I remember actually he's not going to listen to this. When we got promoted last year, like at the promotion party, he kind of said, we'll probably be bottom by Christmas. I reckon I'll sack the manager. It was like, can we just enjoy being promoted before thinking, oh my God, we're going to be relegated, we're going to be, the manager's going to be sacked, all our best players are going to leave.
So all this is happening on our Facebook. We're going to be very positive in September. You're going to post something fairly early in the day, so you're going to find that positive thing quite early, and then we're going to ask everybody else to join us in our positivity by posting underneath you with something that they found that's been positive in that day.
So
that could be positively business-wise, that could be health-wise, that could be
anything,
something you've seen out in the street, something you've seen on TV. It could be anything.
It's training your mind to look for the positives, because quite often there are always positives there, but it's a lot easier to focus on the negatives. So I just want to encourage people to just use that mind muscle to look for the positives throughout September. So we're going to post up daily basis. We'll probably be using Eric and Ernie quite a lot, because we're going to run down the Bring Me Sunshine theme. But 30 days of sunshine, 30 days of positivity in September, just to actually remind you that summer may be over, but that doesn't mean that the sunshine needs to leave your life.
No, so if you're listening to the podcast online, you're going to find the group where you're going to be posting these things is the Ambitious Lifestyle Business Group, and you'll find that at bigidea.co.uk/Facebook.
That's it.
Come and join us.
See you in there. Fantastic. Well, I can't think who this was, but there was somebody in AO, but he posted a comment about their long-term goals, and they said, well, they just finished reading the book and said, I'm setting my long-term goals. They were keen to know what's everyone else's. What's your 10-year goal? So I created a thread on this, and I kind of shared some of my own personal sort of 10-year goals. And I was keen to point out, number one, what's your 10-year goal? What is your real long-term vision? Number two, what can you do today, like right now, just to move yourself like 1 inch closer to that goal? So everyone gets that trajectory of this is where we're heading, and I'm going to take one step in that direction. Yes, we are 55 miles away now, but I can take one step, and I know I'm going to take a step in that direction. And it was really interesting to see some of the comments that we had, because we had something like 60 odd comments over the course of the first 24 hours. And there was a real common theme to that post, or to that thread, which was people not thinking big enough. You know, I was saying about 10 years from now, a whole decade, what can you achieve in 10 years? And people were saying, I'll give up the day job.
Yeah.
Be debt free. Own my own home. It's like, these are big goals, but they're not 10-year goals. That should not take you a decade to do. And I remember challenging someone on that, and I think it was the house one. They said, "Oh yeah, 10 years, I'll own my own home." Said, is that really going to take you 10 years? And yeah, it'll take me that long to save for a deposit. And I think that's the mindset of, well, I'm never going to get there, because when I think about 10 years in the future, I'm now thinking, right, what's possible in 10 years? What could I achieve in 1 year? What could I achieve in 3 years? What could I achieve in 5? And it's kind of working from there. Whereas I think a lot of people say, what's 10 years in the future? Well, don't know. Whatever life throws at me. It's like, actually, you're in control. You know, you plan it, so actually just reverse engineer it. So what do you want to achieve in 10 years? And then, let's reverse engineer that. How would you achieve that? You know, what does that look like? How many widgets do you have to sell? How many businesses have you sold to do that? How many properties do you own? Well, in order to own that many properties, when are you going to buy them? And how much money are you going to have to put down? Are you going to flip some? Are you going to trade up? Are you going to leverage? Are you going to get the mortgages in place? You know, what needs to happen? And then some action needs to happen all the way along the way. So what do you need to do 7 years in to be on target for that 10-year goal? What do you need to do 3 years from now to be on target? And what can you do right now? What can you do today that does take you just that one step in that direction? And a lot of this comes from, again, what I talked about in the book, which was that interview that I gave with the Herald back in 2001, whereby my massive long-term goal was to one day possibly own a real business. And I was just thinking so small. Now, that's not my fault, because I was just a lowly civil servant then. But I wasn't.
And you had people around you that kind of thought that way as well, though.
Well, I did. I mean, but that wasn't congruent.
Get your job, pay your bills.
But that wasn't congruent with the goals I was privately setting myself, because whilst I'm telling the Herald that I'd like to maybe own a real business one day, what I'm telling myself is I'm reading about Larry Page and Sergey Brin, and I'm reading about Brent Holdman launching these billion-dollar companies. They're kind of only a couple of years older than me. They've got very little experience. All they've got is an idea. That's where I'm looking at these role models who are millionaires and billionaires, and then I'm telling the local rag, and I'm possibly telling myself, well, it's all good copying these role models, but that's not for you, is it? You can't think that big. You need to downgrade your ideas a little bit, and you need to just think, well, actually, what if 10 years from now you could give up the day job that you hate? So just do a job you hate for the next 10 years, and then maybe you can own a business. And that's, again, I think a lot of people have this disconnect between the actions they take and where they're going to be 10 years from now. People think that then, I can't control where I am 10 years from now. No, right. I can't control exactly where I'm going to be in 10 years from now. But if I'm flying an airliner, turning the wheel left or right doesn't really impact too much over the, where I go now. But it will certainly dictate whether I end up in New York or Australia, depending on which way I point it. So why not do the same now with your own goals and think, actually, right, where do I want to be, and how can I get there? How can I take one step towards it now? What are the stepping stones, and how can I do it? But just, again, it's not thinking big enough for me. That's the key thing that I think I really want to ram home with people, is that you don't be afraid to dream big. Don't be sat there thinking, right, I'm perhaps working a day job I don't like, or I've just started out on my business journey. Don't be afraid to sit there and think, I could be worth 20 million quid in 10 years time. If you really think, or if you really want it, then reverse engineer that and think, actually, okay, if I'm going to be worth 20 million in 10 years time, how am I going to be worth 20 million? What assets am I going to own? How many widgets am I going to have to sell to do that? Am I willing to pay the price of doing that for the next 10 years? What does that mean for my ambitious lifestyle business? Does that mean that I'm going to have to hustle and grind and work those 100-hour weeks? If so, how am I going to have to do that for 10 years? Am I going to have to do that for 18 months? Am I going to have to do that for 6 months? Am I willing to do that? If so, great, let's do it. If not, okay, I need to downsize my goals. People are afraid to dream big, and I think a lot of this comes down to
failure to success. Failure to reach success.
Yeah, because no one wants to set a goal that they're not going to hit.
I'm going to have £1 million in the bank in 10 years' time. That's my goal. That's where I want to be. But if you only think you can be debt free, which maybe take out £50,000, I'm going to raise £50,000 in the next 10 years. But you're going to be able to hit that one with the work and the right path and all the rest of it. You're going to get that easily, aren't you? But you could be so much closer to £1 million in the end of 10 years if you take these nice easy steps. I know we've talked about that to 1%. People who set their goals, albeit year goals. It's like, if it's something you're going to go for the successful, aren't you? You're going to try and hit that because that's what I know I can do, not what I think I should be able to do.
It's not pushing yourself.
No.
People say, why shoot for the moon? Well, because you may. What would you rather do? Would you rather aim for 10 million and only get 7, or would you rather aim for 500,000 and get 500,000? I mean, a lot of people say, 500,000 is fine. But, 10 years from now, you may be sat with your 500,000 going, it's great, I've got 500,000. Why didn't I go for 10 million? Because I could have achieved that. Because once you know how to make money, it's kind of just a numbers game. And it's difficult because I understand that, again, we talk a lot about ambitious lifestyle business. So, there was a lot of talk in the thread, and I think someone said, why is everyone talking about numbers? Why is everyone talking about money and not about happiness? Not about the feelings and the enjoyment of life. And it's like, well, actually, for me, as I said it just now, business is a numbers game. So the numbers, the money, is how you keep score. That's how you know if you're winning or losing. I think growth is or can lead to fulfillment. Growth is fulfillment, growth is happiness, fulfillment is happiness. So I think if you're making, say you're making 100,000 a year, and should you be content with 100,000 a year because, I'm making 100 grand a year, that's more than all my friends at school used to make, or that I know are making. That's well above the industry average. That's more than I need to live on. Should I stop trying? Should I give up growing? Or should I push myself? Should I say, well, actually, can I turn 100 into 150? Or should I really level up and say, right, can I turn 100 into 500,000? Now, I'm not answering that for anyone because that is their choice. And
the number shouldn't really be dictating what your happiness is it? Because your happiness should be where you are all the time, and that's your lifestyle part of the ambitious lifestyle business. So if you're happy on £10,000 a year, then that's where you're at. If from happiness point of view, and that's what people kind of saying really in the group is like, actually, more money means more happiness, and that's not the case at all. You should be happy with whatever you're kind of doing along, and that's the lifestyle part of our business.
I've heard a saying the other day. I actually loved it. It's money doesn't buy you happiness, but it's better to cry in a limousine. I keep coming back to fulfillment, and it's not about the money, it's not about the numbers, it's about what do the money, what do the numbers mean to you, and what can they do for you. So for a lot of people, and it's interesting to see a lot of people talking, you know, about I'm going to have 5 million, 10 million, however many, you know, in so many years' time. But it's always kicking that can down the road. It's, you know, that unless you take action now, it's never going to come. But again, there was only one guy who actually said, who went through the process that I would go through, and he said, well, actually, my kids will be this age and this age. I'll be this age. This is the stage of life I'll be at. So I want to provide a car for my children, and I want to be able to help them buy their own house, and I want to maybe give them a start with business, put them through uni. I want to start taking it a bit easier because I'll be looking to retire. I'll be wanting to travel more. So therefore, I need X amount. It's like, brilliant. You've gone through. Well, what lifestyle do I want? That's the question. It's not how much money do I want in 10 years. It's what lifestyle do I want in 10 years. And then I would have then also ask myself the question, do I need to wait 10 years for that lifestyle? How can I get there quicker? And you know, there's a few people in that thread that I did question and say, okay, you've given me a pretty good 10-year goal there. What would stop you doing that in 3 years? And, you know, there's no right or wrong answer to that other than just getting you thinking, well, actually, you're thinking that's possible in 10 years. Now, if you gave that to someone else who was completely driven, had tunnel vision all the way, and knew exactly what to do to achieve that goal, you tell me they couldn't do it in 3 years? Of course they could. And it's just, I want to encourage everyone to just, think bigger, think about fulfillment and the lifestyle that you want. And again, for me, I would design my lifestyle in those kind of increments of, well, what do I want now in terms of how hard am I willing to work? What do I want a year from now? How can my life be even better in a year's time than it is now? Yeah. And then 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. The 10-year goal isn't, right, in 10 years' time, that's when I'm going to go to Alaska. I want to go to Alaska. I've not been to Alaska before. It's on my bucket list. I'm not going to say in 10 years' time, that's on my goal list. It's like, no, when the kids are old enough, we will go to Alaska. That requires money. Therefore, I need to have X amount by probably 4 or 5 years' time. So that's more of a medium-term goal. The 10-year goal is I'm going to quote Gary Vaynerchuk again. I know Alan's watching the video and he's going to love this, but I'm going to quote Gary Vaynerchuk again.
You can't be watching it.
It's that North Star. It's that defining where are we heading. It's not the be-all and end-all. It's not the final destination. It is just, where are we heading? What direction are we heading? So 10 years from now, I want to take it a little bit easier than I'm taking it now, which I know sounds ridiculous, but I do want to take it even more. I want to travel more. Sarah will be looking to ease off from work. So she's a teacher. She will be kind of late 40s by then. She'll be looking to ease off the teaching a little bit. We want to do a bit more travelling. We want to get a bit more winter sun. The kids will by then be late teens. They're going to be embarking on their own journeys. So we want to be there to support them. But our next 10 years are all about raising those two children to be the best adults they can be. That's what our next decade's all about. So my 10-year goal is almost, what's the next stage of my life going to be? And what would I like to have behind me? So I just spotted Jason's comment. Sorry, Jason's just commented that I could be watching Plymouth Argyle winning a game in 10 years' time. You're quite right, I could. Champions League final 10 years from now. In the director's box.
Is that after we've dropped out of the Premiership again?
No. That was a year 7. I think we dropped out. We were a yo-yo club for a few years. Okay. Then we got up there, did Leicester. Only we obviously did it properly and won it 3 years in a row. But it's just getting that long-term vision, which is a vague goal. So for me, you can't set anything specific. People say, I'm going to give up the day job in 10 years. You can't say that could happen in 10 years. It could happen in 5. It could happen in 2.
But whatever it is, you need to work out how you're going to get to that stage. That's your planning, and then how you can do that quicker. If it means debt-free, then how are you going to repay your debts quicker?
Exactly.
How quick can you do that? You could do that in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. You could do that easily, couldn't you?
Exactly.
Why 10 years?
Cool. I think that's been a good episode. I've enjoyed that. Good. September, Bring Me Sunshine. Are we going to finish with a little bit of Bring Me Sunshine?
Well, that was a little bit.
It's good night for me. No, that's the wrong one. No, you can't do the hand movements for an audible podcast.
I can do it for those that are watching live on our Facebook group.
You can.
bigideas.co.uk/Facebook.
Okay. Oh, YouTube.
And if you want to see any of those hand gestures, you can catch up on them there.
If you want to see any of our hand gestures, yes. What better reason to check it out than to look at our hand gestures? So, oh dear. Enjoy the month of sunshine, guys, and we will see you for the October edition of the Big Idea Podcast next month. See you later.
Farewell.
Bye-bye. So there we are, another episode in the can. How was it for you? Please let us know. How do you listen to these podcasts? Please leave a review on that platform. Let us know what we can do better, what you like, what you don't like, and how we can improve to make this show even better for you. We'll see you next time.